I'd like to welcome everyone to this edition of 7 Minute Takes. I'm your host, Jason Malcolm Stewart. Hope things have been well for you this end of summer period, headed into fall. And as part of a new feature that we're going to be doing here on 7 Minute Takes, we are going to be talking about some films that perhaps slipped through the cracks when they originally were released. We try to keep a sharp eye on everything indie, especially in the field of horror. But this particular film, Sun Choke, was a film that actually came last year. In terms of things that lined up in our viewing queue, it showed up. And again, since we missed it, we want to come back and give it a little bit of a look over, especially as it stars one of our favorite personalities here on 7 Minute Takes, Barbara Crampton. And yes, the 2015 coming into this year was a bit of a revival for the beloved genre horror movie actress. Barbara Crampton was about everywhere. I think she did 3 films for various divisions of Dark Sky alone last year. And of course, she is coming out in a theatrical release, a fairly big budget release, with many of her fellow horror performers, called Death House. But we want to talk very briefly about this film, Sun Choke. Sun Choke was directed by Ben Cresseman, written by Ben Cresseman, and stars the aforementioned lovely Barbara Crampton, as well as Sarah Hagen as the main character, Janie, and Sarah McCool Lane as Savannah. And from the presser, Janie is just trying to get well. As she recovers from a recent violent psychotic break, Janie is subjected each day to a bizarre holistic health and wellness regimen designed and enforced by her lifelong nanny and caretaker, Irma. Janie begins to veer off the road to recovery when she develops an obsession with a young woman, Savannah. She feels an inexplicable yet profound connection to her. The obsession turns increasingly invasive and wedges all 3 women into an ever-tightening and terrifying struggle for control. Will Janie pull herself back from the precipice of insanity, or will she go over headfirst, taking down anyone near her? And again, Sun Choke is a film that actually came out in 2015. It's streaming on several different services. I watched it myself on Google Play, which is one of my sources of choice, but I'm sure it's available Amazon and maybe some other spots. Interestingly constructed psychological kind of thriller. It's not so much a thriller, more like a kind of character study of Sarah Hagen's character, Janie. Again, Barbara Crampton is Irma, the very, very bizarre nanny. And Sarah Lane, Savannah, is her main victim. And the film itself, I would say, is the setting and cinematography of the film is pretty strong, visually very acute, a lot of interesting things going on. Story-wise, plot-wise, it kind of curves and twists a little bit more, maybe 2 or 3 times more than it needs to. I think it definitely could have had a little bit of a tighter editorial hand in terms of the kind of evolution of this girl's insanity. But the performances are really strong. Barbara Crampton delivers as normal. Miss Hagen as Janie is an interesting find. I don't recall ever seeing her in anything before, but it's pretty out there, bold performance. It kind of deals head on with this girl's psychosis in an interesting way. Though it does get into some Rain Man territory. Not to mix my metaphors with people who are have Asperger's and psychosis. Those are 2 very different things. But yeah, there's some Rain Man moments in the movie in terms of just how the psychosis of Miss Hagen's character is presented. But she's fearless, bold. It's it kind of goes in some directions you're not expecting. There's a kind of a sexual dip to the obsession of Miss Hagen, but it's not maybe the way you expect, and that's, I know, a little mysterious. But if you watch the film, you'll kind of see the full fleshing out of why she gets so obsessed with this other character. But again, yeah, it kind of falls into the Eli Roth torture porn milieu. Again, if you know me, I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Roth's movies. Again, none of those things I thought was very well done, except for the first Saw movie. The rest of it has been kind of a mismatch. Hostel, it was kind of meh for me as a series. But this is, like I said, it's interesting because it's a full female lead role. There's only a couple actually male speaking parts in the film. And the performances, like I said, are engaging. Sunchoke, again, is available now, streaming and on demand. I would give it a 7-minute take. I'd give this a 3 Vader ruling. 3 thumbs up on Vader's side. Definitely worth your time if you want to get in a little bit more into some psychological horror and kind of leave alone some of the jumpy, scary, I'm going to hop up kind of stuff and go for more of a psychological thing. Definitely worth your time. And again, this is a film that ran a while back, so check around for it. Well, thank you again for coming in for this edition of 7-Minute Takes. I'm glad that we can be a part of your fall season, and we also are going to be featuring our upcoming fall preview for TV, so stay tuned for that. Keep coming back here for all things genre, and keep hitting up Age of the Nerd for all things pop culture. This is your host, Jason Malcolm Stewart. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you on the